Hey folks, welcome to your weekly video. So this week we are following up last week's work on, we did some readings on climate change and music and diplomacy. So think of it as we've started doing the readings for our next essay. So you've turned in your essay 2. I'm getting you my feedback and my comments and a grade on that. So take a look at that in the next few days. And remember, if you can always revise any paper for a higher grade and more skills. So just use my feedback, use peer review feedback, and then just resubmit it. Right? Let's say I give you a B. Right? You can revise it for a higher grade. Okay. So essay 2 should be in. So we're starting essay 3. Again, essay 3, you have a choice, right? Do you want to write about music and diplomacy or music and climate change? So this week, we start off with a mid-quarter progress grade report, right? This is your chance for self-assessment. This is a great skill to learn, right? Can we look in the mirror, right, honestly, and look at what we've done successfully and what we've struggled with. So let me know, right, where you've learned, where have you struggled in this class. And this is your place also to give yourself your own grade. Where, based on what you've done in this class so far, what grade would you give yourself? So start with writing a 1 to 2 paragraph sort of letter to me. This is your narrative that shows your learning, right? You could start with, and I want you to give examples, right? So give examples of, how you went from, X to Y in terms of your learning. So you could start by showing maybe a claim, like a first claim for one of your papers and how you developed that claim and made it better, or stronger, more effective, or how your use of sources where you were using maybe an internet source and then you found maybe a more credible or fact-checked newspaper, right? So you would show me how your source, how your learning about sources traveled, right? How maybe it got deeper, more, right? You found better sources, right? You learned something about sources, or you learned something about claims, or using MLA or APA, or a title, or right, any things that we've done so far. Writing structured paragraphs, right? You could show me sort of a before and after. So you want to quote a little bit from your work to show that you've learned, right? To support the grade that you give yourself, right? So think of it as you're giving yourself a grade here, you're checking in, and then you're sort of giving evidence to support that. And the evidence is you citing your own work, you quoting yourself. So check out that under mid-quarter progress report. Get that in. That's 5 points just doing that. And then this week I post the prompt for essay 3. So read that prompt. In the discussion this week, it'll ask you if you have any questions about the prompt. So essay 3 is essentially asking you, it's very similar to essay 2 in the requirements, but we have a new sort of question or line of questioning to pursue, right? A new topic. And you get to choose between sort of 2 topic tracks, 2 choices. Do you want to write about music and diplomacy or climate change and music? So these are 2 really active conversations right now. It's sort of a narrowed conversation on, we've looked at music therapy, right? This is a much more narrowed conversation on just sort of like music and music studies. So this week's discussion, right? First question is, do you have any questions about the prompt for essay 3? Then I want you to start finding some sources, right? You need some sources to support your ideas for this next paper. So I ask you to go to Google Scholar or the South Library database and pick a really sort of fact-checked, peer-reviewed source. And then summarize it, right? So I give you an example of that, right? Here's my little summary of a source I found using Google Scholar. I just plugged in like music, politics, political activism, right? I think those were my terms, protest music, and I got a really interesting source. Right, so find the source that you sort of fall in love with, give a little summary, and then I want you to use our reading on the 3 ways to respond, right? You have 3 ways to respond to any given argument, any given scholar or researcher or writer or author. You can agree with the difference, you can disagree with reasons, or you can both agree and disagree. This is a great way to get into a claim, right? A claim, right? When you agree with a difference, right? The difference is your claim, right? You see something different, or you want to add something, right? That's the difference. Or you want to disagree because you have different reasons, or you have different evidence, right? Or you're agreeing and disagreeing, and you're giving different reasons. So take a look at my examples for that. I go through the agreeing and disagreeing in both. So again, start with your summary of the source that you found, right? They say. This is what researchers and scholars say. And then, what do I say? Then I want you to find an example of climate change music, or music about an environmental theme or an ecological theme, right? Sustainability. Childish Gambino comes to mind. His song "Summer" it starts with like this: the world is heating up, right? Summer is things are burning, right? It's not just sort of like a love song, right? It's not just about like passion and romance. It's like seriously, the world is about to burn in that song, in that Gambino song. So take a look at that. And then I want you to write a short paragraph using our types of paragraph structures. And you're writing a paragraph. Think of this as you're starting to write this paper, right? So do you need to do pick one of the types of paragraphs. Paragraphs of definition, paragraph of cause and effect, paragraph of problem and solution. And your job is to use that structure and just play with that structure, see what you can get out of that structure to start writing this paper. So, for example, you may want to start with a paragraph of definition to define, if you're writing about music and diplomacy or music and climate change, right? Like what is music diplomacy? What is climate change music, right? So you may just need to start with a paragraph of definition, or if you want to get into a problem solution, right? What's the problem? Climate change, right? How can music be a solution, right? And that can be all in that paragraph. Or cause and effect, right? What is the sort of effect of Childish Gambino's Feels Like Summer song? How does it address the problem of climate change? What sort of solutions might this song, not so much as, right, it's not suggesting a song, but I think it's getting people aware and acknowledging and getting people connecting with their emotions to a topic, right? Most people go through the emotions, right? There's a lot of research and scientists talking about climate change, but, maybe music, right, grabs people's attention more. Okay, so that's that. And get that in by Sunday night, and have a great Veterans Day.